Yo. Hi. Hello. What's up? How you doing? I'm Crunk Chocolate and I'm here with my show, bro. Greggo. How
What's
are
up?
you?
You know what? We are on the eve of Colonizers Day.
Colonizer Day.
It's been a it's been a very good week at work.
Good.
It's been a decent week in the wrestling streets. Thankfully, I have not been ran over by anybody, so we're good.
Have you been comically smashed on a car hood window and strewn like the body before it is chalked outlined and
Uh, I trust me. By this time tomorrow, I'm gonna be laid out just like that. So hey.
let's go. Let's go. Uh I mean, where you're going is it's gonna be a good food spread.
I believe so. I mean, so of course I'm still here in Atlanta. My grandma's coming in the town Maverick. She got
Oh,
here
say less.
yesterday, and we actually have a like. It's funny because a couple years back I realized that it seemed like a good chunk of my family has slowly migrated here to the Atlanta area, and so like for all intents and purposes, there's no excuse for us to have this many family members and and um and us not be able to put it down. It's just impossible. So I'm expecting good things, and I'm expecting a very nice itis slump. I'm be all that is coming in the next couple of days. Trust me, I promise.
Oh, I love that for you. Yeah, my stuff with my family is this weekend. So tomorrow I still want the food. I don't really care about the turkey and the ham, but that's also coming this weekend. So I just bought some chicken. I'm gonna make some nice slow roasted chicken, but the mac and cheese, gotta have mac and cheese. Like that's just the thing that you gotta have. So the mac and cheese, sweet.
I've heard a lot of mac and cheese slander lately, and I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
appreciate
never
it.
here for that. I don't even play with it. I let them.
I don't appreciate that. It's not how I was raised. It's not how as a law abiding citizen that I was taught that I thought this was America. I thought this
Right.
was America.
Some sweet potatoes, some dressing. I'm doing all of it. Yeah, I'm looking.
Doing all of it,
I'm
and
very.
make sure the gravy is good.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm very excited.
But I know why. I know why you're not pressed though. I know what you really want for Thanksgiving. I know what you want. I know what you want. You eat a dove for city. That's what you want. Ah!
Hey, we didn't lose. We didn't lose.
You did lose, but you didn't win.
Hey, we've been doing a lot of not winning and not losing. So hey, it's one step. It's a single step forward. I am okay with a single step forward.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, was it really a step forward? Because, like I said, y'all blew that. Y'all blew
Mhm.
that. Y'all
Hey,
blew
we're on the road. It's Champions League, man.
Don't give me that trash.
I'm honestly, I've done all the raging. I've done all the anger. It's now at this point where it's just like it's whatever, bro. we will see. I mean, obviously we're here to talk wrestling, but quickly there was 70 minutes where they looked like the Manchester City that I knew and loved, and then just everybody got tired and turned their brains off and made just really stupid mistakes all around. It was weird. It wasn't great.
As long as this is still the Shades of Blue Network, me as the United Outsider has to come here and knock on that door and be like, "Yo, dog, what's good? What's good? What's happening, y'all? What's happening, man?"
Damn noisy neighbor. Y'all are the noisy neighbors now. It's been flipped. But
What y'all doing over there, cuz?
oh, I love it. Oh man. But Survivor Series is this weekend. It is the PLE. War Games.
I mean, you know what? Like I haven't been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, but I happen to, of course, since I have so much time at work this week, I've been catching up on stuff. And it hit me that they're so good right now that they're able to hold off on Cody versus KO until Saturday night's main event in a couple weeks. I'm like, so we won't even have Cody at this show. Like that should tell you like how stocked they are right now. Like they're like, hey, we're good without Cody.
And they are. There's so much going on, and there's not really that many fights, but it's a lot of titles, and it's naturally war games. Even if, respectfully, the women's war game has no real reason for it to exist. It's just an all-star show. It's just an
It's,
all-star
it's,
show.
it's funny that you mentioned that because I was debating that a couple of days ago, and I was like, because sometimes you have these big gimmick matches, and you're like, okay, it fits the moment. Of course, right now with the new bloodline versus the OG bloodline, that match fits War Games. I feel like the women's match that should just be a regular Survivor Series match. Just being quite honest, there. It's like yeah, like okay, you have your opponents who have their beef with each other, but for the most part, it's like does this warrant War Games, especially nowadays where like hey, we can actually get blood now. I'm like it hasn't gotten that far. It hasn't gotten nowhere near that far. Just give it a regular, double ring Survivor Series match, 5-on-5, and call it a day. Like when you get into War Games, it's like this is like, hey, there is no other resolution for this, and we need to handle this inside of a double ring, a double cage. Of course, for the old school heads, they would have a roof, but hey, that's okay. Um, but yeah, like the women's match is like, yeah, we'll just put the cage up and we'll just handle it in the ring. Like that's just how I feel about that.
Yeah, just like brand represent each other, battle royale type of vibes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be great. And then because then that could be what they're fighting for is which brand is better. And
I
naturally,
mean, not,
being another thing, it's that has nothing to do with brand. It's bloodline stuff. So
right. Like given what's happening with the bloodline angle currently, it makes sense for them to go into War Games. But the women, it's like you just started beef with each other like what 3 weeks ago at Crown Jewel.
and
Like,
I mean, we might as well even just start off with the women's war games while we're at it, if we're being honest. So, women's war game, it's on one side, it is Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bailey, who is a new addition, Naomi and Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Um, first, I have a lot of thoughts in this actually, which is fun because they're going to use this to tell a story. First off,
mhm.
it's Candice LeRae. This is Triple H trying to get her like solid goodbye. She can leave out on a high because she's
You
been
sure? You sure it's gonna be a goodbye?
wasn't she announced that she was leaving? I thought her and Indy Hartwell were leaving. There was like
No,
some
Indy's gone, but
Indy's.
yeah, Indy's gone, but
I
yeah,
thought it was.
Candice is still there.
I mean, I know that she's still there, but maybe she signed an extension. Well, either way, this is the most attention she's gotten in a while, and she looks good. Honestly, I'm enjoying.
Actually, like the way that she's been getting used with, like weaving her into the stuff with Tiffany and Naya. I'm actually really intrigued by what's going to fall in there because you still have the dynamic between Tiffany and Naya with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it seems like Candy's trying to basically further that wedge a little further, and so I would be very interested in seeing like how that ultimately splits apart, and can it be like I told you about that bitch, I told you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's probably going to be the one who's going to take the pin on that side if that side is to take the pin. Um,
Mhm.
I like the idea of, and this is a chance to heat up Rhea Ripley because with the off and on, yes, people love her and cheer for her, but we really haven't seen her kick ass in a while. So this
I
is
mean,
oh
it's been a funky year for her because technically she still hasn't gotten her full lick back since having to drop the women's title because she got injured. I mean, of course, she had the rematch at SummerSlam. Dom got in the way of that, and since then, it's just like it's been, between these injuries. Of course, she right now she's got the orbital issue, so she's out there wearing the mask. Um, it's um, like it's like I wouldn't say the momentum has stopped. It's just been like it's kind of stalled. And obviously, you're talking about the women who like you can basically tell at this point they position her. She's like the number one woman in overall in the division. Like
yeah,
that's factor in Bianca. I'm pretty sure that'll probably factor Charlotte and Becky whenever they come in. It's like she is their Stone Cold right now. It's like she comes in, she's busting everybody's ass, and um, but it's a matter of, okay, like, yeah, you're doing all this, but can, like, at what point does she go back and get the belt? So
yeah,
I'm curious to see like how, like, because like the way, like, when you're dealing with like orbital issues, I'm not gonna say this is the best match for her to be in, but I'm like, you gotta be careful because you're talking about like that face is money right now, so don't go fucking it up.
this is my brutality. This is like
What did you say your name?
there's not many people out there right now that you instantly know their song, and all those people do. They are the biggest people. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it it is what it is. Who else on the whole? Okay, what do you
No, no,
think?
no. I'll ask you.
Oh,
So of course you mentioned that Bailey was a late minute
yes,
addition.
that was what I was about to.
That's because Jay Cargill is no
Mhm.
longer in the match. Of course, apparently she actually is injured for real.
Yeah,
But of course, in storyline, we're like, who attacked Jade? And I feel like, honestly, like, I don't think there's a clear answer. Of course, obviously they left it all big right now, but I'm like, that's something to where I'm like, because for all intents and purposes, like, you could go a lot of different directions, and it probably would work out fine. Like, you could go with Bianca, you could go with Bailey, you could go with Naomi, you could go with Charlotte, you could go with Naya. Like, you can go with a whole bunch of different directions there, or you can go with Liv and Raquel, since they did the same, since they were the ones that laid out Rhea. It's something where, like, if depending on which way you want to go, you could probably go there. So like, yeah, what are you thinking as far as like who is your likely choice as far as who laid out Jade?
and I hope they slow cook it too. I hope they take like 1 week basically. Like, well, let me start here. I think it's Bailey, and I hope Bailey almost like goes so ridiculous where she plays the detective. So now she's just like annoying everybody for like weeks and she just slowly marks people off the list that she knows that she is the person until eventually everyone is just like, wait, if it wasn't them and you're the last person,
Mm,
did if done well, and especially that'd be a good way because everyone loves Bailey so much. That'd be a good way for Bailey to just give bumps every week to just a random wrestler due to the interactions, and she can make it, and it could be like a bunch of quick 1 minute segments throughout the show where she's just annoying them, just popping
I
up.
mean, she's definitely going to be annoying. I and of course, like the immediate thing that I think of is back earlier this year in NXT when they had when they're trying to figure out who attacked Trick Williams, and they milked that out for like a good 5 or 6 months,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. And so like they're definitely capable of letting this you know letting there be a slow burn with it.
Well, because
Um,
there's no point in speeding it up because yes,
especially if things not gonna come back right away.
well, that's
Especially,
what I'm saying. Because yes, you're gonna have him fight with Bianca, but then once that happens, like, okay, then now what? You
yeah.
need Jade to come back, and if it's rumored to be a sprained MCL, that's very serious. So
I
that's a
suppose you can get away with it. If it's anything torn.
no MCL though.
Yeah,
MCL. That's like your main bro. Like that's no, like you sit down with it, and I also believe it's like a shoulder. I don't know what she did. Like I assume it was just like lifting heavy stuff and like a knee buckled or like because it was also like clavicle. They were
yeah,
naming
what's going
stuff.
on?
Like some of it was silly stuff, but there were some
Hey,
real
ah!
yeah. Like I could imagine her like doing a clean and just like comes down wrong and yeah, man. I don't know. Like shout out to her. Obviously, get healthy
Yeah,
as
heal up, please,
yeah.
please, please.
Do not rush it, especially because of her style is so big. It's athletic. It takes advantage of those things. So don't rush anything, especially because we still got Charlotte to come back. We still got Becky to come back. It'll be plenty of people. And when she comes back, then especially because she doesn't need to rush, she can continue on growing her skills in the background. And when she comes, she can truly come back as the dynamo that we know she can be. And she
Yeah,
doesn't.
I think the interesting thing there, like I said, depending on a lot of this hinges on like how severe her injury is.
Yes.
Part of me actually thinks that she would probably be better off um, uh, having this be more of a long-term injury because I feel like, especially for like the shows that are coming up, you talk about obviously Survivor Series, but also then you're talking about Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, leading up to Mania and everything. If she can't make it to Mania, I would just say, hey, let her go ahead and chill out for like the next 9 months, possibly even a year, and just be like, hey, you fast forward to a year later, like, yeah, you knocked me out, you took me, you left me on the shelf for a year. I'm coming at to bust your ass.
He
And
forgot about me because they would. They really
yeah,
would.
yeah, and like the way things are looking, I feel like I say, if you can't get her back by elimination chamber, I'd be like, yeah, let's go ahead and just chill out for the next year. Get your body right, get some more training, and when you come back, hopefully you'll be in a really good space to where not only are you healthy, but you're better in the ring, and you'll be able to really take up whether it's still as a tag wrestler or possibly letting her go as a singles wrestler. So like I said, we'll see, but I'm gonna say I am going to say it's Naomi. I think that given just her level of frustration lately, I think that she has more to gain both in the immediate and long term. One, just by turning heel, period. I think that that's something that it's been well overdue for her. And then two, I think I feel like they're kind of just taking her like since she's come back this year, they kind of taking her for granted. And I'm like, I need her to be a player again. I'm like, I need for her to matter when it comes to the women's division, whether it be for the world title or for these new mid card titles. Like I need her in the mix like big time.
Facts. All right. Pick a side. Who's winning?
Um, I'm gonna say Team Naya. Going to say Team Nia. I'm like I said, I think that just the fallout from what happened with Jade is going to come out in some way during the match where they just where Team Rhea can't all get on the same page, and especially with what's happening with with Bianca, because like I don't know if you noticed, like I saw the gold teeth on Friday. I was like on Monday, and like the attitude's starting to come back out. I'm like, I don't know if Patrice are ready for a heel Bianca, but I know I am. My soul is ready, my body is ready. I need all that. And especially if you can get both a heel Bianca and a heel Naomi at the same time, I would not hate it.
If we're gonna get a heel, them that I believe.
And then when Jake comes back, she'd be like, "Yeah, y'all bitches took me out. I'm coming after y'all." Boom.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, I think Team Baddies are gonna the bad team.
The baddies explode.
Yeah, I think
The
Liv,
mega
Naya, I think they're gonna win because that's gonna push towards the bad. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna get pinned. It's gonna be tough. Like, but I'm gonna be interested. Maybe Bailey pushes someone out of the way and takes a shot and gets pinned. I don't know, but I think this is going to be a show where we're going to have a lot of booing, because we're going to go to the next match, the United States Championship, LA Knight, and versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm actually here with these Nakamura. He's back for his, quarterly little run. Shows up, he makes these really cool cut scenes and does his little attack thing. We are used to him losing, but I'm gonna be honest, I am over this LA Knight reign. So I would love a Shinsuke actually get the gold. He could run it. He could kick a few butts for maybe like 3 weeks and then start. He could do a real. Just let him kick people's butts. Like, I don't care. Like, take him serious. Everybody likes LA Knight when he chases anyway. No one. I mean, not no one. Obviously people like him, but he's gonna have to. The chance. People don't know, but it's one of those things you have to always keep it at a crescendo, because the second it kind of falls off, he's going to be in trouble. So I think he needs the L. It's Shinsuke to boo at, give him some extra little heat, and people can feel bad for him, but he'll come back and tell everybody why he's not worried or scared and how he's coming for a title. Or better yet, he's going for bigger and better things.
Yeah. It's not so much that I don't like. I feel like LA Knight is over just fine. I just feel like who they have put him up against for his run so far, especially getting tied up so long with Andrade and Carmelo. And I know that they were trying to kind of elevate them, but in the end, you still didn't get them the belts. So it kind of ended up falling flat. I don't know. I feel like they needed, like, it's kind of, they're kind of in a space where it's like they need more people to give LA Knight people to go against, because I feel like it's kind of, I don't want to say it's stale, but it just stalled, and it's like with what they have, especially with what they have going on right now on SmackDown with the Bloodline, it's like everything else is getting so little love that everything can't help but get a little stale, and I feel like they need a shot in the arm in a big way. As far as Shinsuke goes, like he's had the U.S. title before. Like at this point, I'm just like, if it ain't the world title belt, I don't care. I'm like, they've wasted so much with this guy. It really makes no sense to me. And I mean, I guess I'm okay with the new look and everything. Looks like he turned Sith, but
yeah, I love it.
But yeah, like I want more for him. I want more for LA Knight, and if I'm indifferent on this one. If LA Knight wins, okay, if Shinsuke wins, cool. I don't expect there to be like an especially long run because I feel like
No.
they'll probably they'll probably either drop it back to LA Knight or I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, it probably would be Jet dropped it to LA Knight. I don't know if there's anybody else on SmackDown right now that would warrant the belt.
At Mello after he almost beats Cody Rhodes.
They don't really do heel versus heel that often on in WWE.
I forgot about that. I forgot about
that. I don't really. Maybe Andrade, but like, yeah.
I think maybe Shinsuke gets added into their little trio because it's a very small mid card like group. It basically is Mello, Andrade, LA Knight, and now Shinsuke.
My light went dead. Oh no. but no, I think that yeah, like hopefully it's a good match. That's all I can really say at this point. Like if Shinsuke wins, cool. But like I said, I want more for both of them. So it's
that's all you got.
It's just a match.
Okay, who do you think's gonna win then? You know,
probably LA Knight, which I feel is dumb, but you know they do dumb things on occasion.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. No reason to stay on that long because do not care. Oh man. And that's what I'm saying. That's why they need to change something with LA Knight because yeah, like that's fun.
It's not his fault though. Like they're like that's like we could probably get into it later on, but like I just feel like
no, let's get into it now. We got nothing going on. We got a couple of other match. We got like
the bloodline story just it sucks up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And so it affects everything else. And I feel like you still need to figure out how to give everybody else life while you're still, while you still have this juggernaut story over here. So because even like with Cody, I mean, like that, like the bloodline stuff is so big that you said, hey, Cody can go on Saturday night's main event. That's how big this
is. But that's also true, man. They need it's to make people care about the Saturday night. That's what they're gonna have to do.
But like, just imagine the fact that you had like your number one guy isn't on a PLE. Now, granted, I know they're trying to go real big with the relaunch of Saturday night's main event, but I'm like,
who said he's the number one guy?
The business, like he's selling the merch.
He's on TV and everything. I know what you're saying, though. I know
like the crowds are still there, like that. Like he's held it down. So like I can't imagine Cody not being anything less than 1B. But he like the business he's drawing is clearly saying he's 1A. So
yeah. All right. You don't think he's gonna show up?
I don't see there's a reason to because Orton's not on the show either. So yeah, I don't think there's a need to.
Yeah. All right.
Unless he's like doing like the pre-show, something like that.
That's all I'd assume. I just assume he'd come in, do the pre-show, and then get out of there. Maybe do the hello, welcome to Survivor Series. I'm Cody Rhodes. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
So everybody can do their whoa, and then he can leave.
And we're out.
1,000%. Which, shout out to him if he does. That he deserves.
I mean, he'll do it. So
yeah,
that probably the only way we get him. But so yeah, what else we got?
International Intercontinental Championship.
WWE, sir.
The LeBron Breaker versus Sheamus and Ludwig in a Intercontinental Triple Threats. This is gonna be a fun match. I'm very much looking forward to this.
The rise of Ludwig Kaiser has been super interesting, especially just given the dynamic that's been happening lately with him and Gunther. I don't think he'll win, but I definitely think that he will show out in a way to where going forward, you'll probably see more of Ludwig versus our man LeBron. And Sheamus, I'm like I say he's in the old folks program right now. He's just here so he don't get fired. But um
So this is we can stick with Sheamus for a moment.
okay.
He needs the Intercontinental Championship to get the
Grand Slam thing.
Grand Slam. And this has been the storyline for a very long time because he's been in and out with injuries.
I say he in the old folks program. I'm like, I mean, if he gets it, fine, but it won't be against LeBron.
Well, I mean, sure. This would be a good time because everyone is just kicking their asses, each other's asses so much, blah 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 blah. So he just eventually gets one final move and takes the guy out. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the one that's gonna get like the final spear. He's gonna take the pin, I would assume.
LeBron getting that ass.
Well, because I think the only way you can really because people are here, people were excited to see him back, but then he was not in the right shape especially for what he wears in the ring, like respectfully. But he went away, handled that, and now
Cody said we get body shape. He was fat.
Yeah. People don't like that word, so I'm just saying he wasn't in the proper shape for
his standards. He was chubby.
Yeah, and especially for like the person that's gonna wear a Speedo, it just makes it all very obvious. That's all it was.
But that goes right back to what Cody was saying. Like you're in a business where like you're about 80% exposed, especially as a guy in most cases. Mm-hmm. So like you like if you're gonna be out there, if whatever your standard is, you need to make sure you hit that standard. and yeah, shape like now. Granted, Sheamus got back into shape pretty quickly, but yeah, he didn't start back off on the right foot. But I mean, like I said, I think that of course he's the vet in this, so like he'll probably be directing a lot inside the ring. But I think that, especially considering that you took the belt off of Braun.
Yeah, you can't do two. You can't do two.
Yeah, like it would be way too soon to do it twice.
Yeah.
So for that reason, like I said, I think he'll win. But again, I do think that the goal here is to get Ludwig over a little bit more, because like I said, I think that for what he gives, especially as a heel, and just like a fucking pompous ass, bougie ass, German excellence heel,
and his accent, it is like yes, it's German, but it's a real
bougie German. So it's like he knows it's that German BMW excellence. Like I look down on you with all of my German.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great. He's great. No, he's great. So, I'm a fan of him.
So like I think they're going to keep cooking with him, but again, this is a win for LeBron.
I'm with you. Yeah. No, especially because how crazy he talks, and thirdly, you can't take the bump like he did and then not win. Like tackling the corner of the announcer's table, like you can't do that. I mean, that would be the excuse. That would be an excuse. He could show up injured, take the 10 beats of the Bowery to the chest and be like, oh, that was the chest that he just spared the table. Show that like 5 times. So we're just so cringeworthy. We think that he is actually broken. I mean, there are ways around it. It'll be interesting, but yeah, I'm with you. I think Braun Breaker gets this. And shout out to him. Okay. Gunther versus Damian Priest. I
like what they're doing with Damian.
I do.
I just don't think go anywhere.
Yeah, Gunther's winning, right? Like you can't have him not win. But also, what do you do with Damian Priest once he loses? Especially in like a tough street fight. This is gonna be like and then he still loses.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there might be some avenues as far as
finds a new tag team partner, buddy. You're going.
No, I think that bullshit. the word is that they're kind of trying to book Braun like a tweener, so he's not quite babyface, he's not quite heel. Um, and I'm not that crazy about that, but but if this is the way that they're gonna go, the only thing I can really think of would be possibly doing something with him and Damien. That's maybe.
And so Damien wins though.
No. Damien loses against Gunther, but
No,
he
I mean, with Braun Breaker later.
went probably. Well, I mean, you can probably get away with like depending on the
Yeah,
timing.
Breaker too, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you could probably get away with having him be.
City.
It is a matter of when. Like it probably wouldn't be something until possibly next year, but because of course, like again, like they're probably not going to have like a lot of angles going on like after Saturday Night's Main Event. So like you're going to fast forward until January when they're all on Netflix and everything. Then we can kind of see like where things are, and possibly they might have something that leads to the Royal Rumble. But um, I that's it's a weird spot. I think that might be the space for Damien after this because yeah, he ain't about to lose twice now to Gunther and still be in that space. It just not happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's gonna have to get demoted down to the mid card, but it would feel
I mean, it's not permanent, but I mean, like just for now, it's like, hey, this is just where things got to cook for right now. You got to cook at the mid card.
That's scary things for him. Ugh. Okay, the main event. Do you think this is first or last?
Last, definitely last.
Okay. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk with Paul Heyman. Is Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns? Obviously, CM Punk said I'm only here because of Heyman. Then there's Bloodline, the actual Bloodline with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Bronson Reed, who fits in perfectly. Like, bro,
he kind of does.
Like I don't question nothing the second he gets around them.
I mean, here's the thing. Of course, for those of you that don't know, Bronson Reed, he's like mixed with Samoan and white Australian or something. So and like apparently he grew up on his mama's side, I guess. So like he's like Arthur in Aquaman, but no, I think that for just for that makeup, it fits really well. I'm actually halfway curious to see like if they try to continue something with this at least loosely going forward after this. As far as Punk goes, and this is more so especially for Heyman because of course we missed a couple of weeks, so like we missed where Roman tried to call Paul Heyman and the line was disconnected, and then suddenly this week, this past week, Heyman finally makes his return, and it definitely looked like Roman wasn't looped in as far as bringing in Punk. And of course, you know how we love a good Easter egg. So, like, of course, if you notice, like the new red shirt that he was wearing with his suit,
yeah.
And you know who else dresses like that?
The true tribal chief,
Mr. Solo Cornelius Sokoa. And I have a theory here. Going back to when the phone was disconnected, I think that Heyman is setting up Roman and Punk to get laid out by the new bloodline.
They put him through a table.
They're gonna put him through a whole lot.
No, they put Heyman through a table, and he joins.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Remember when when The Rock was around, and they were still all with Roman, and how Heyman had two phones.
Mm-hmm.
The one that there were two phones, one for Roman and another one for who? If you're some
What the boss is
the
doing.
final boss. So what I'm saying is that I think there's a strong chance that the final boss got in Heyman's ear and said, "Hey, I saw what happened. We still got you. Just go ahead and cut that off. Lay those two guys here for us here at the table in war games, and you will be compensated nicely." And like I said, I definitely foresee a major swerve here, whether it's Heyman, of course, mind you, because Punk is there. And I don't know if you noticed, like during the fight on at the end, who did he go after? Bronson Reed. Who else does Bronson Reed have a feud with right now?
Interesting.
Mr. Seth Rollins. Who else does Seth Rollins have beef with?
CM Punk.
There we go. So there's reason for Seth to be there if he wants to. There is reason. I don't think we've heard the last of Seth in this mix. So, like I said, Heyman and Seth, those are two people I would be very curious to see like how they play into this War Games match. As far as the result goes, I think that the new bloodline is going to win because of whatever happens with these possible swerves. Not to mention, there's still the very possibility that The Rock shows up. So he's obviously not going to get physical or anything, but again, it's all about pulling the strings.
It's going to be wild. This Royal Rumble is going to be wild. There are going to be so many because there's just storylines on storylines on storylines where, yeah, this is going to be wrestling. They're doing such a good job. Like all these people have these different stories and stuff going on. It doesn't really just feel like three people. I mean, we know there's a top, but even so, like some of these mid card, like the New Day, like this has been insane.
The New Day, yo, hold on. Stop real quick. So that segment on Monday, let me just say something real quick. It's not even so much about what they said to each other. It's about the damn crowd and how they were egging that shit.
They were losing it. Fight.
Like, ooh, oh, you gonna have to say that, cuz? Oh, like that was old school, like middle school. I done roasted your ass like with your mama jokes. It just happens to be, of course. I mean, they were lit, and like I said, the crowd was eating that shit up.
Yeah, man.
Full. They're like, I'm not, give me more. Like next week, they're supposed to be celebrating the official 10 years for the New Day. And like the way they set things up, for those of y'all out there that watched The Wire, the scene before when Stringer got killed and Avon got like locked up and they're over at the crib and they're like, yeah, I should have done this, I should have done that, and they get that hug at the end. We're at that point right here. We're about to be set up for like just the most brutal breakup. Now I will say this: if the breakup is going to happen, I need Big E there because this can't break up without Big E.
I mean, he has to be there. He doesn't have to wrestle, but he's going to be there. It's the 10-year reunion of. I always say
it's incomplete without Big E, and this gonna be tough. Gonna be, like,
what I want is Big E to come help them squash things, get a big run Kofi actually is the one who isn't helpful in them getting the tag team titles back, but they still win. And then he gets turned on, and that becomes a WrestleMania story. Because I want this to go longer. This needs to go longer.
If that is possible, then I would say yes. But if that's not possible, it's going to hurt.
You cannot break up the New Day and then not become a WrestleMania match. I don't care what people say or think, what they're not like. Continue this right.
I would say that it deserves more, but at the same time, given how they booked the New Day for the last like 2 years.
Hey, and Triple H doesn't see color, so he doesn't see any reason. All I see is green.
Oh man!
Last time I checked, black isn't green. So good luck.
But I mean, like they were laying bombs on each other. I was like, good Lord! And of course, like they finally addressed the elephant in the room when it comes to addressing the Kofi's loss to Brock Lesnar for the world title back like on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox. And like they have gone out their way to never address it. And it's like the fact that it was Woods that brought it to his face, like of all people, yo main man, yo bro. Like that was like that was like a huge punch in the medulla oblongata. And yeah, like I said, like only Big E, Jonathan Majors can break this apart. Like I don't know who else can, because yeah, like they like
Jonathan,
like unless they bring up a certain video with Woods and a former WWE Divas champion. I don't know how much deeper they can go. Yeah.
Need to relax. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Okay. Well, I mean, is there anything else we need to cover before we get out of here?
Of course, over here on the East Coast, AEW Dynamite's about to start. Of course, they're coming off of Full Gear. I just need to know are these attempted manslaughters going to be the norm at pay-per-views going forward? Because now, like we have Moxley try to suffocate Bryan Danielson back at Wrestle Dream. At Full Gear, they had Darby Allin try to like straight up smash the Death Rider's truck, and that was apparently that actually was him that actually rammed into the truck. So I'm like, you really just risked like your own body, let alone somebody else's. I'm like, is this going to be the norm? Because I feel like they don't need to go this hard. They don't need to do this hard.
Or like the people themselves, like, please use a stunt person. Like, Darby Allin is
like, Darby Allin is nuts.
He's headed to like, bro, you'll be a cult legend before you become an actual legend. The way that you're going at it,
I think that's what he wants, and I'm like, you are like there are people who want to be like that, and you know, more power to them. And I'm like, you know, how about actually just living and actually, you know, seeing yourself become that legend without dying. And way too prematurely, because I'm like that whole spot, that shit was fucking nuts, because like that wasn't no play crash. I was like, wow.
No, it's real. That shit was real.
And yeah, that was a lot. I think I fell asleep during most of the show, but I did see that, and that was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't great.
I know the Continental Classic starting up tonight. Apparently, I don't know why Bobby Lashley isn't in it. I'm like, Bobby Lashley looks like fucking Andre the Giant up in that bitch, because everybody else.
I think that's what they're trying to figure out, because like, how do you do it? Like these are some small guys, and that's what always happens to me every time I watch AEW. I'm just like, man, these are some like if you know you're a wrestler, shouldn't you guys be hitting the gym more? Like just respectfully, like you don't have to have these like WWE like super muscles, but there are some average looking motherfuckers out there.
There's guys that look this like I look like I can beat them up. And granted, I do have a little bit of height on me, but I'm like, there's no like if you put me and Darby Allen or Orange Cassidy next to you, like you're like, hey, I feel like I can beat both their asses at the same time. And I feel like if you're gonna put these guys against heavyweights, you gotta make that shit look plausible, and it doesn't. And I don't know, but like I said, because I don't want necessarily want to be a size supremacist, but at the same time, some things it just has to look believable. And I don't see where Orange Cassidy should be beating anyone that's like over 200 pounds.
Well,
It's just that it's just that.
Well, and especially because his whole thing is she just has like grit and determination. So like it depending on a circumstance, if it's
No, Orange is the one like that. Like supposedly he doesn't care, but of course, like this past month, like he suddenly decides to care. And I'm like,
caring.
Yeah. But like I said, we'll see. But yeah, please, if manslaughter is the norm, let us know so we can figure that out. But yeah, that's all I got. I see that we don't have the new blue sky icon on our fancy wallpaper.
I gotta update it. Yeah.
But yeah, where can they find this, Crunk?
Well, you see it down there, but we are also on Blue Sky at YFW Podcast. Podcast.
Podcast, what?
Because it is YFWP, and then it's the rest is the word podcast at B Sky. That's social.
Okay. I was like, what? Yeah. Where else can they find the rest of the network?
We're on Twitter. We are on Instagram. You can find us there. But Greggo, enough about the podcast and me. Where can people find you and the things that you do?
So, of course, we are on the great migration over from Twitter over to Blue Sky. Cool. So as far as the mothership, as far as FTC, you can find us on Blue Sky at ftcutd.com. Yeah. Of course, as far as my personal stuff, you can find me on there at FTC Greggo. I'm still technically on Twitter, my personal page, because like 50, could have just hit like 15 years old, like the other day, and I was like, it's a long ass time. And I still need to be connected to a couple people on there. I see you be nasty. But of course, FTC UTD Pod on TikTok, IG. I think that's it. Like I said, if for those of y'all who are still kind of waffling from the Bird Box over to Blue Sky, trust me, the engagement on Blue Sky is like that. And like I said, it's a good vibe, but you don't, man. I know people talk about like having like a safe space. Like I honestly fuck all that. Just like you're because everyone's been coming over here. The vibes have been a lot doper. You'll have to. There's not as much arguing over on Blue Sky. Like it makes you realize that like the last like 4 or 5 years on Twitter, like everybody just been fighting for the last piece of chicken. I'm like, you don't have to do all that. You can just vibe out. It's like everybody just got like a nice blunt and just started to pass it around. Say, hey, we good over here.
I legitimate in my I mean I've had the Blue Sky account for a while, and I'd hop in and I'd try to start conversations and it wasn't there. But now it's up, it's popping. I'm having random conversations with random people. I'm treating it like it's OG Twitter. I'm just being like, going to the grocery store, see you guys. And I'm just having random people being like, hey, you want to grab me wine? Like, it's great. I love it. It's super fun. It's completely random. Safe space. Yeah. But what it just is, it's people. It's new, it's fun, it's exciting. It's just people coming there to be like, hey, let's have fun. We don't want annoying people. That's it. Like, just go be we know what Twitter is for. Like, people are coming over here specifically because of a certain way, whatever you feel, whatever. But it's like, don't come over here and hate just because it's different. Like, just let something be different. I don't know. It's just, also, the block is so easy, and once you block it, none of the people who follow you see it. Like, I love that. That's like chef's kiss. So they can't come over and troll and send hate whenever I've had a couple of situations, but it's like a quick hide your comment from everybody, block, done.
Done. I mean, I feel like it's a nice vibe. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you pull up on Blue Sky. And they actually have like this feed called Black Sky. So of course, like the culture is real over there as well. So like I said, come through, holler at us.
Facts. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, we'll be live tweeting Survivor Series. I mean, I know we still have
SmackDown. Like I said, I might. If there's anything worthy on Dynamite tonight, I will. Like I said, y'all will see it, but by the time that this all airs, so you'll know. But
I have like episodes of Ink Master and Bob's Burgers and
50 Dot Winning, so there.
I got so many shows that I got to be catching up on. I am not going to be watching any AEW. I have been tapping in for a little bit to just get like a quick like feel of things, and it does feel better from the last time that I was like watching. Like, you can tell like they're hammering things out. It's
a lot of hammer right now because it's a lot of
hammer. I feel like it always is, man. I think they realized that they need to make the metal hot while they hammer it. Like, first they were just like banging at the metal and it was just denting it, and then it's just like, oh, it needs to be hot for us to actually mold it. So now they figured out that a little heat, a little preparation, some like actual promo vids to let people know what things have happened and why we should care. Like, those are good. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, until then, till the next time, for Mr. Crunkster, I am Greggo. This is your favorite wrestling podcast. If you can't be good, be bad.
Be bad.